Alright, we're going to cover installing the additional washer onto the pivot arm gimmick, which is down here. Just keep the washer right there for now. You'll need a number 2 Phillips. Any Phillips screwdriver that will fit snug into these 6 screws right here. We're going to remove all 6 of these, but not all the way out of the panel. So let's begin by turning them out. You're going to come out about 1/8 of an inch. It'll be risen over the deck here about 1/8 of an inch. Same with this. And just continue that through all the screws. In other words, you don't want the screw just coming completely out and falling off. If it happens, it's no big deal. So, I want to remove all 6. These last ones actually only secure into the 1/4 inch shim. Back those out just a little bit. Now lift it straight off. If it tugs and doesn't come off, then one of these is not backed out far enough, so just come back and turn them a little bit more. Lift this cover off. Now you're going to remove this screw right here at the bottom below this arm. You want to remove this screw completely. You can finish. Now press down on this. You'll see why in a minute. Remove the screw. You want to remove this arm. You have to lower it off of this pivot point here, this pin. So you want to just lift up a little bit and pull downwards, taking it off of that pin. Now a couple washers will bounce away here. They'll be kind of laying wherever they end up. You want to stack those up. Take your other new washer and stack it on top. So now I have 3 washers. There's a smooth side on these and a rough side. I want the smooth side up on the top washer. Just like that. Now take your screw right here, put it through this arm with that side up, of course. Hold on to the screw. Slide your washers on top of the screw, just like that. Okay, now put your finger on the washers to keep them in position. Pinch it, just like that. Slide it onto this. It's best if you get the wolf over to this side. Slide it onto that pin. Carefully, keep not too high of an angle, you want it low. Slide it on. Now you're going to look underneath. I can't capture this on camera, but I'm pinching these washers the whole time. I drop it into the hole. I drop the screw into that hole while pinching the washers. That's just to keep them in place. Now, just press your finger on top of that screw, let everything kind of go down, keep pressure on it, tighten the screw up. Now this is critical. This part, I want you to tighten this screw until it's just snug. Just go slow until you feel just snug up, and you'll have tension on the traveling of the wolf. Okay, right there. Just leave that for now. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put the cover plate back on. Before you put it on, turn these out with a screwdriver or your fingers so they come out just a little bit. These top 2, I want you to turn them so they come out just a little bit. That's going to make it easier to find these holes. Set it on top. See that screw? You'll see it right through that little window. Bring this down and just give it a little wiggle and you'll find it. They'll find themselves into the holes. These screws will. Now, make sure you're in there, that it goes in nice and easy, then you know you're lined up. And snug them down, just good and snug. Not super tight or you'll strip them out. Just good and snug. What good and snug typically means is when you feel that nice tension point, just give it about 1/8 or 1/4 of a turn after you've hit the point of resistance. Right, there's my point of resistance, about a 1/4 turn. These guys here, same thing. Go down, snug them up. Now we're going to cover, at this point we're going to cover the adjusting of the travel rod. You'll feel tension, like I hit this just about right. It feels good. But if it's too stiff, you're going to want to put the screwdriver into there and back it off about, picture this a clock with 60 minutes. hex seconds. You're going to go just about just a slightest turn to the left, counterclockwise. Test that, see if that feels good. But you're only backing off just a little bit at a time to get the adjustment right. If it's too sloppy, same difference. You're going to turn it in just a little bit at a time. And this is how you adjust it throughout the use of the trick. If this starts to loosen up and get sloppy, you'll probably tighten it. But during this process of installing the new washer, more than likely you've made it too tight, so we're going to back off on it. So, essentially all you're doing is making this loose enough to where the wolf, let me move this camera up a little bit, where the wolf will travel smoothly from side to side without any grinding or binding. So, let me know if that works for you. If you have any problems, please call me. Please call me rather than email when dealing with mechanical issues. It's much quicker and easier for me to solve them over the phone. My number is 509-947-1132. You can call me anytime, day or night. So if you have any other problems, give me a call. Otherwise, enjoy your new prop.